From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is a special edition of your News 8 Daily and Daybreak Drive-In for Friday, June 19th. It is Juneteenth, and it is going to be a beautiful day ahead. Partly cloudy skies, but the general census is there's no severe weather. It's going to feel nice. It's going to be about 70s to 80s, and then get cooler overnight.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app, bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecast, radar, and Indiana sports, all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
Don't let high golf rates drive you out of bounds. Save big with the Wish TV Great Golf Club Card.
Central Indiana's largest golf club card membership is back for the 8th season with more courses than ever before. Save over 75% on tee times at 27 Central Indiana golf courses. All you need is the Wish TV Great Golf Club Card. Cards are valid for the entire 2026 golf season.
Great courses, great savings. Score your Great Golf Club Card today.
The National Weather Service says at least 5 tornadoes are confirmed to have hit Indiana overnight yesterday, including an EF2 in Franklin County and another EF2 that went through Owen and Monroe counties. You can see the path of destruction and some very incredible photos right now at wishtv.com. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources says the Morgan-Monroe State Forest is temporarily closed because of storm damage. DNR officials say they will give updates on when the forest will reopen once they've been able to fully assess the damage and start cleaning up. Meanwhile, camp leaders at a Morgantown summer camp say they had to put their emergency plans into action to keep campers safe when the tornado tore through the area Wednesday night and Thursday morning. News 8's Malia Van Ostrin shows us how they kept everyone safe.
The shelter inside this assembly building became a safe place for dozens of campers and staffers during Wednesday's tornado.
This room may look quiet now, but Wednesday night it was filled with campers sheltering from severe weather. Staff at Waycross Camp and Conference Center moved children in here as the storms got worse. Camp counselors brought guitars to the shelter to entertain the kids.
They were just sitting there strumming their guitars. The whole group was singing together. Everyone was calm. And we got to then get back up into bed and have a sleepover in the assembly building.
Waycross is one of several camps with summer programming for kids this summer. There are currently a little over 100 people staying at the Camp and Conference Center. The camp has 3 shelters on their main campus. It's only 10 miles away from where a confirmed tornado touched down in Monroe County. Gunter says they saw a lot of rain and heard heavy thunder.
I feel like we sort of were in this bubble where wild things were happening all around us, and it was relatively calm here. I did hear a siren at one point.
Gunter says preparation is key. Emergency plans were already in place before campers arrived for the summer with nearly 2 weeks of training staff.
A lot of safety training. So all of our staff are first aid CPR trained. We run missing camper drills and fire drills, and we rehearse or review our emergency action plan.
Gunter says there isn't any communication with the outside world inside the shelter, but emphasized the importance of keeping parents informed before and after the storm. She alerted parents with updates through email and on Facebook.
Certainly a heightened concern because of what happened in Texas a year ago. And so to be able to be as communicative as possible while knowing that there's a lot happening. And when we're in those storm shelters, there's not Wi-Fi, so we can't text anyone. So figuring out how to get that done so that parents feel secure and know that we're taking care of it.
Thursday morning, campers were back to their normal routines. Gunter says it's a reminder that preparation before a storm can make all the difference when severe weather arrives. In Brown County, I'm Malia Van Ostrin for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
Breaking news, IMPD says a man is dead after a shooting on the city's east side. It happened at around 2:15 this morning on South Franklin Road, just off of East Washington Street. Police say they found the man shot at the scene. He later died at the hospital. Police do not know what led up to the shooting and have not made any arrests. We'll bring you more when we have it on wishtv.com. IMPD says a person is dead after a shooting on the east side, another shooting overnight. IMPD says it happened just after 8 last night on Washington Street near the Parkview Drive intersection off officers found the person shot at the scene. They were taken to the hospital in critical condition where they died. There is no word yet on what led to the shooting, and so far no one is under arrest. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office says a man has been convicted of murdering his ex-girlfriend in her home last year and trying to murder another man. Prosecutors say Clarence White broke into Kia Robinson's apartment on June 3rd of last year, then shot and killed her and hurt another man inside the apartment. Prosecutors say White fired shots that narrowly missed 2 other people in the apartment too. IMPD arrested White the day after the shooting. More than 1 in 3 households in Indiana cannot meet the cost of living in their county. That is according to a new report from United Way. News 8's government reporter Garrett Perquist shows us the scope of the problem and what can be done to fix it.
The official poverty rate here in Indiana is about 12%, but United Way researchers say that does not take into account what's actually needed to meet basic household costs. The United Way's report tracks households known as ALICE. That stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed. Researchers estimate 38% of Indiana households lack the income to meet the basic cost of living in their county. That includes housing, childcare, operating costs for a car, health care, and taxes. They say it takes an average of $74,000 a year for a family of 4 to meet those needs. For comparison, the median household income in Indiana is slightly less than $72,000.
So these are folks that are like many Hoosiers that work, that are employed, but who may lack, a high level of income, and who struggle with making ends meet on their regular bills.
If you feel like costs are going up, the United Way's numbers suggest you're right. Their team calculates ALICE costs have outpaced overall inflation since 2007. That was especially true post-pandemic. And while the number of households in poverty has remained mostly flat since 2010, the United Way says the number of ALICE households has risen. About 16,000 more households were below the ALICE line in 2024 compared to 2023.
The percentage of households in ALICE in central Indiana has stayed about the same, but it's the volume that's increased. So proportionately it looks similar, but the actual number has gone up. When we think about the things that are influencing that, it's really going to be wages staying stagnant while inflation and the cost of goods have risen.
Snyderman says childcare is one of the top areas where Indiana can improve. He says United Way will push for more childcare funding next session.
There are people for whom childcare disruptions mean the loss of a job and ultimately the descent into poverty completely. This is especially true for those families that are in ALICE now. And so we need to strengthen the childcare system in order to ensure that families don't fall into poverty and so that they're able to climb out of ALICE and poverty.
Snyderman says he'd also like to see a way to phase people out of receiving public assistance once they no longer qualify, rather than dropping them immediately. He says that would help incentivize getting jobs or promotions that move people above the cutoffs for programs such as food assistance or Medicaid. Governor Mike Braun has said childcare will be a priority when the legislature returns in January. He has not yet said specifically what he's looking for. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The Hamilton County Republican chairman is calling for an investigation into Secretary of State candidate and former Republican Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard after one of his volunteers was caught turning in forged signatures. Ballard is running for the role as an independent. Election officials discovered 10 forged signatures submitted as part of the 37,000 required for Ballard to be placed on the November ballot. They say they have confirmed who the volunteer was and referred the matter to police. Mario Masalamani issued a statement on behalf of the Hamilton County Republican Party saying, "I am calling on the Indiana State Police and the Hamilton County Prosecutor to move swiftly, and I am urging every county election officer in Indiana to put the Ballard campaign's petition pages under a microscope. Where there is one forged page, there may be many more." Ballard's campaign responded with a statement saying, "This is the system working exactly the way it's supposed to. That's why all signatures are verified by the counties and why each signature gatherer has to sign each petition sheet attesting to the validity of the signatures on it. As soon as we learned of this issue, we ended this rogue individuals association with the campaign." The U.S. push to quickly begin high-stakes talks with Iran hit a snag overnight. Vice President J.D. Vance's trip to the Middle East was called off late last night. Vance took questions about the newly signed deal in a briefing room yesterday, but would not say where the major chunk of funding in the deal would come from. He says the U.S. and Iran will use the 60-day period to negotiate terms of a final agreement. Vance addressed the $300 billion economic fund for Iran and said they have to earn it.
The United States isn't giving up a cent of money to Iran, and even the economic benefits, the sanctions relief and so forth that comes along with this bargain only happens if the Iranians perform.
Vance did not say who would pay for the $300 billion. The fund has drawn criticism from both Democrats and some Republicans. The White House briefed top lawmakers on the deal Thursday afternoon. The U.S. Central Command is ending the blockade on Iranian ports. The U.S. military made the announcement yesterday afternoon after President Trump signed the deal to end the war. The Post says U.S. Navy ships will stay nearby to make sure the agreement is not broken. Officials say the blockade has stopped maritime traffic from Iranian ports since April. Former President Barack Obama's presidential center and library is now open in Chicago. Our Derek Dennis was at the dedication ahead of the landmark going public.
These barricades are all coming down for this Juneteenth Friday opening. It's a chance for the public to get inside. That's if they have a ticket. Former First Lady Michelle Obama welcoming a crowd of thousands, both at the official VIP opening and dedication of her husband's presidential center and library, but also at this massive nearby watch party for the people. Some lining up bright and early Thursday to be here.
6:05 a.m. and we brought everyone here. We're excited. We want the kids to see history.
And history was made. The Obamas, joined by other former presidents and first ladies, the Bushes, the Clintons, and the Bidens, and world leaders, including former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and former German Chancellor Angela Merkel, all here for Barack Obama's big day and to hear him reflect and remember.
I arrived here in Chicago, entering the city through the very spot where this center now stands.
A full circle moment for Barack, who began his political career in Chicago and on the South Side, where Michelle was born and raised. She gave her husband credit for never forgetting his roots.
You never changed from that idealistic summer associate who showed up on that rainy day when we first met without an umbrella. You always gave us the very best within you. And in doing so, you reminded the rest of us that we could too.
The former president telling the crowd watching and listening far and wide, his goal has always been to make a difference and to give people more of a say in the forces that govern their own lives.
Then we could build an America where everyone counts and everyone has a fair shot and everyone belongs. Even a mixed-race kid with a weird backstory and a name nobody could pronounce.
This Juneteenth opening was by design, marking the official end of slavery here in the United States, but also meaningful for the first African-American president of this country. In Chicago, I'm Derek Dennis for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Happening today on Juneteenth, the Madam Walker Legacy Center is kicking off its 2026 Legacy Fest. The two-day event celebrates nearly a century of Black excellence, and it all starts with the annual Legacy Fest benefit concert. This year's concert is headlined by Grammy-winning producer Teddy Riley. It is set to start at 8:30 p.m. tonight at the Madam Walker Legacy Center. Wish TV is a proud sponsor of the event. Later this morning, News 8's Colin Bailey will be giving us a preview of what to expect tonight and tomorrow at the Legacy Fest block party. Conner Prairie is offering free admission today in recognition of Juneteenth. Conner Prairie says it will offer special programs to honor the history and significance of the holiday. Then starting at 5 this evening, there will be the Juneteenth Jubilee. The Fishers Art Council, Fishers High School's Fishers Black Leaders Club are helping host it. It will feature live performances, Black-owned businesses, food trucks, family activities, and a special live recording of Conner Prairie's Beyond the Revolution podcast. The Indianapolis airport has a new nonstop flight to Connecticut. The low-cost airline Velo has added the direct flight to New Haven. News 8's Garrett Berquist was the only reporter on the flight.
I'm about to get on the first ever nonstop flight from Indianapolis to New Haven, Connecticut. Both airline industry executives and passengers tell me nonstop point-to-point flights like this are crucial.
Welcome.
These kids are among the first to fly nonstop from New Haven to Indianapolis. Charles Hyde and his wife are about to be among the first to fly the other way.
A couple months ago, got a chance to go out and had to take kind of the multiple stops, and a direct flight is much speedier. So again, with Indianapolis being Speed City, those direct flights are perfect.
On Thursday, Avelo Airlines began nonstop service to New Haven, Connecticut, and to Concord, North Carolina. This means Indianapolis International Airport now has nonstop service to 57 destinations.
So we know which markets need additional flights, and we target those markets, and also we work with our community, our business community very strongly to make sure that the markets that we're targeting are markets that they need and they want.
Passenger demand is essentially flat. Federal data shows airlines had about as many passengers over the past 12 months as they did during the year before that. Rodriguez says that matches what he's seeing here in Indy. The passengers, though, told me they're happy to have another nonstop.
Part of traveling is always work, just dealing with connections, and recently I know there have been a lot of different airlines that have struggled with baggage or other issues, and so having a direct flight is incredible and makes it so much easier. So we are flying to New Haven, Connecticut. We're going to be visiting with some friends who moved there, and one of them works at Yale, and so we're going to be getting to tour the Yale campus and just kind of explore New Haven.
Well, it's about 4:45 here in New Haven, Connecticut. We just landed a few minutes ago. That's the airplane I came in on behind me. Airline officials tell me that smaller regional airports like this are a good alternative to try to get an airline into a major metro market.
By having these nonstops point-to-point service, it allows our crew members to have peace of mind and not have to spend 3 nights in Timbuktu. They start the day at their home in Bay City and they get to sleep in their own bed at night. So it helps with that work-life balance for our crew members that are traveling, but it also helps for the customer because as much as we love our airport partners, we know that consumers want to get to their destination. They don't want to have to sit somewhere for a few minutes.
Avelo's New Haven flights will run on Thursdays and Sundays. They say that's to help with extended weekends. It's about 7:45 here at Indianapolis International Airport. We just got back from New Haven. The flight took a little less than 2 hours, and the next flight to New Haven with Avelo will leave on Sunday. And Rodriguez says we can expect more nonstop destination announcements in the months ahead. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The Fever's dream of a 5-game winning streak turns into a nightmare against Atlanta. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark both scored 26 points to lead the team, but the Fever still fell at home to the Dream 108-101. Team does not have very long to wait before they get a rematch with the Dream, though. They play them again tomorrow, this time in Atlanta. Tip-off is set for 1 p.m. Colts watch now as the team gets ready for training camp next month. One of the Colts' newest players is getting ready for his first professional season playing for his hometown team. Rookie defensive end and Greenwood native Caden Curry was picked in the 6th round of this year's draft after 4 years at Ohio State. Curry says it is a surreal feeling to play for the team he grew up watching.
I mean, it's been awesome just to be able to meet the guys in the locker room and just meet all the great staff that they have at the Colts. I mean, being home, going to drive 20 minutes up to my facility is also just something that's the dream come true. It's been surreal. It's been a great moment, and I'm just happy to be here.
As for playing at Lucas Oil Stadium, Curry is no stranger there. He won 2 state titles at the field while playing for Center Grove. He also played in the Big Ten Championship there, too. Happening today, the U.S. men's national soccer team is set to take on Australia in World Cup action. A win today could mean the U.S. would advance to the knockout stage. Team may have to play the game without their good luck charm, Christian Pulisic. ESPN reports he's still dealing with a calf injury, and his status is not known for the match, which is set to start at 3 this afternoon. Today marks the 48th anniversary of the first nationally published Garfield comic strip. The lazy lasagna-loving cat has appeared in newspapers across the country for better part of half a century and spurred movies, TV shows, merch, becoming an American icon. Though the comic strip rarely gives specifics on where Garfield is from, it has an Indiana connection. Garfield's creator, Jim Davis, is from Marion, Indiana, went to Ball State University, too, where he majored in art and business. Today is officially also National Garfield the Cat Day. This has been your News 8 Daily and Daybreak Drive-In from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.